Yo, guys, welcome back to the EJ Sports Podcast. It's your boy E. Now, today, I'm kind of sort of doing another solo mission because I kind of wanted to take back on what just happened with the Ballon d'Or. Now, this is something that actually has been going on in my head for, I would say, years, is the idea of how they choose the person who picks or who wins the Ballon d'Or. Now, obviously, this year, to what happened, the accumulation of last year, Ousmane Dembèlè wins the Ballon d'Or. Now, in my head, and really thinking about this, was he truly the deserved winner, including both success individually and success team wise? And something I'm actually going to be talking about in the future, is the Ballon d'Or now more team success given to the best player on the team, or is it truly the best player in the world who played the best that season and not mattering success, where things go from here? Is the Ballon d'Or truly as prestigious as it once was beforehand? I feel like these sort of things are very much mysteries. And the reason why I say mysteries is because who in the right mind, in not including team success, because PSG winning the Champions League last year, number one, came out of left field. Number two, really was a sort of anomaly. And the reason why I say anomaly is because their team was really built off a system that they could execute properly. And I feel like that was such a different maker because I almost feel like everyone had a consensus that Barcelona had the best team, when it came to the squad, the way they played. Real Madrid was always the threat because of the signing of Kylian Mbappe. And basically, the English clubs, City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, were always in contention because, number one, they're English clubs that are very talent heavy, but they've had success in recent years. So, really, in a way, Inter Milan and PSG were kind of anomalies, sort of. As much as people praise them, further on in the Champions League, they weren't considered these top teams. And I could bet you, Ousmane Dembele, if PSG would have not won, he would be nowhere near the top, let alone winning the Ballon d'Or. And I can guarantee that because, in a way, Ousmane Dembele, the way he played, as good as he was nowhere near, in my opinion, the impact of someone like Salah, Rafinha, Mbappe, the way he played. You could say now, does team success impact? Yes, it should, but it shouldn't have this much of an impact. And the best way I could really quantify this, or I could really break this down, especially for all my American audiences out there, is the same thing that I feel like this Ballon d'Or, if Ousmane Dembele doesn't have a super breakout, when I mean like the levels of what Mbappe was doing, what Salah was doing, what Rafinha was doing, it's going to feel like a Steve Nash NBA MVP championship. And what I mean by that, when I mean by an NBA sort of level, Steve Nash winning his MVPs, I mean that it was all team success and they gave it to the best player on that team. Now, his stats weren't the best, at least compared to the other players. Again, Kobe Bryant averaged, I believe, around 30 during that time. Chris Paul was touted to be one of the best players. Obviously, you had people like LeBron in the league, but yet the MVP was given to Steve Nash both years. Now, those MVPs are considered some of the lowest rated MVPs. MVP sort of just given because of team success, not because he was the best player in the world, not because he was actually the most impactful player. Everyone knew during that time the best player in the world was Kobe Bryant, yet Steve Nash won 2 MVPs. Now, in football, in soccer, when we think about the idea of the Ballon d'Or, it is the exact same thing that we think of the NBA MVP. Now, is team success a big part of it? Yes. Should it be part of it? I feel like not as much as people think. I don't think these individual trophies should have the team heavy impact. In my opinion, last year the best player in the world, even though the stats didn't show that, was probably Lamine Yamal. And it's crazy to think a 17-year-old not going to 18 having the Ballon d'Or already. The issue is it's probably true. That probably should be the case. He doesn't have the, individual success you could say of Rafinha on his team last year, Mbappe of last year, Salah of last year. But when you see him play, you can tell right away he's that good and he can impact the game even if he doesn't score. I can give you to this most recent game that he played. He came back from injury. He comes off the bench. Barcelona, the way that they play, you would think that, Mbappe probably doesn't have that much. Against Sociedad, probably the first ball that he touches, if not the first true play he's in, he already gives up an assist to Lewandowski. Right? Now, that sort of impact comes with very few players. Mbappe, in the way that the system is being played, he isn't the furthest forward, but he picks up plays and he makes the move. Now, do I believe that he should have won the Ballon d'Or last year? Maybe, maybe not. But do I think Dembele should have won it? No. In my opinion, Dembele should have been in the conversation. I don't think he should have won it. Because for me, the way that I think of the Ballon d'Or, and it's further on when NBA seasons can be coming up, when we're talking about a lot about the NBA, I don't consider MVPs as also team sport. I consider it individual. Those are individual trophies, not team trophies. So for me, I don't see as a team success should be in that. And again, I'm talking as if Dembele did not do anything. In all competition, Dembele scored 33 goals and 13 assists. It is a clear jump from what he did the year before that and when he's done in Barcelona and in Dortmund. And I feel like I'm talking as if, he was a bad player, he was just the best player. No, he had a success. He did what he needed to do. It's just that I didn't consider him as the best player in the world. I don't think many other people consider him as the best player in the world. He's probably the best player in France, playing in Ligue 1. But Mbappe was better last year. I feel like Rafinha, and this is not even going to the players in the Premier League like Mo Salah, Van Dijk, Gabriel, Saliba. Like, for me, was this a bad decision? No. Was it the correct decision? No. I feel like when it comes to sports, and I feel like it's something that's going to be a big topic when I bring Jay in, team success should have a part, but team success shouldn't be the biggest part of whether or not a player should have an individual success like a Ballon d'Or in football, Ballon d'Or in soccer, then like an MVP, an NBA MVP in basketball. I feel like these sort of things are a factor, but shouldn't be the factor. Like the Ballon d'Or had already had controversy when Rodri won it. When Vinicius Jr., when many people considered him the best player, Rodri won it. And I'll tell you this much. Man City weren't as dominant as the year previously. And then it goes back to back. You actually get to see was that player truly deserving? Because it was Messi's last Ballon d'Or. My opinion, Haaland was the best player. Treble winning Man City. But the success of the World Cup became the one that pushed Messi forward and left Haaland back. In my opinion, Haaland should have had the MVP. Really, when it comes to Rodri Vinicius Jr., I never considered Vinicius as the best player during that time. I don't think I even considered Rodri as the best player in that time. In my opinion, that was kind of like a dead period. Honestly, Mbappe could have won that year, to be honest. Or that could have been the Haaland year. Like, if you're going to give it to a Man City player, Haaland probably should have been the one. And then this year with Dembele, again, he has the stats to back it up, but no one considered him as the best. So I feel like, was he the right choice? Maybe not. Was he the best choice? If you're considering team success, yeah, he is. So for me, this is kind of my little rant. Thank you guys for listening. Please, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you guys think about it. Am I wrong? Do I consider this too much? I don't know. I like to hear comments. Please comment and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for listening to the EJ Sports Podcast. See you guys.